Alicia Coppola revealed her anxiety and its roots and how she tackled it. General Hospital's Maurice Bernard welcomed Another World's ex-Lorna Devon, Alicia Coppola, to his video podcast, State of Mind, and the stories that came out of their conversation will leave you shocked, moved, saddened, and inspired. The straight-shooting actress peeled back the curtain on her private life and revealed the trauma that shaped her and taught her to have faith. Bernard had some inside knowledge of Coppola's backstory going into the interview, having worked with her husband, Anthony Michael Jones, Father Coates, on his daytime Emmy-winning Sunny Confessional Scene in 2002, and was a fan of her work as the bad girl gone good, Lorna, on the now-defunct NBC soap Another World. The biggest trigger was her father's cancer diagnosis when she was 12, and it only compounded from there. When Bernard asked her about mental illness, the actress opened up about her struggles. "I have always been very anxious and prone to what I call my episodes where I would have fits where I would spiral," she admitted. "When I was actually in college, and I only know now when I look back on it, my whole life felt out of control because my father was dying but not dead yet. He was constantly in the active stage of dying." She described some of the many side effects of her anxiety. "I remember in NYU, I would count my steps to get to my class, and if I was a step off, I would go back to my apartment." She continued relaying other triggers and reactions. "If I had a panic attack with you, I would never see you again. If I would have a panic attack after I ate or drank something, I would never eat that food or drink that drink again. If I went out to a restaurant, I had to sit watching the kitchen. I had a fear of hypothermic needles and disease." Her anxiety became very isolating. "I was an agoraphobic for about a year. My sophomore going into my junior year, I wouldn't leave my apartment. I had a very hard time leaving my apartment." Feeling safe was an overriding theme for the actress. "I lived on East 10th Street between Broadway and University, and I would only go to places that were safe places, and only eat safe foods, and only be with safe people. I had severe anxiety." Coppola tried to make sense of her out-of-control emotions. "I think that because I wasn't dealing with what was going on in my life. I knew that my father was dying," she said. "This all knew," she motions to her heart, "but this didn't points to her head, and then I started getting headaches." Her emotions quickly turned into physical ailments. "I started getting stomach aches, and I just spiraled out of control. I still have moments of it, but it took me a while to work myself through that and to realize that my body was coping with a world that was not cooperating with me the way I wanted it to. I did not want my dad to die. I have been in therapy for pretty much my entire life," the fan-favorite actress confided. "I get over certain things, and then something else happens in my life that will re-traumatize me." Coppola recalled a light bulb moment. "I remember my audition for Another World as Lorna, and I was an absolute nasty piece of work," she confessed. "They had me waiting in a room with all these people, and I was like, what is happening? What is going on? I have to get a train going home. Are we doing this or not? Someone asked me, 'Are you difficult?'" she remembered. "And I said, 'No, I am not difficult. I am a really sweet girl whose father just died, and I got so much going on in me.'" She went on to explain, "Because my dad died in January, and I got the gig in April. That's one of the things that truly made me believe in God. I think my father knew that I needed an outlet because if I didn't have that outlet, I wouldn't have existed." The actress talked about her childhood, growing up on Long Island, being close to her brother, and stepping in to be a parent figure when her father grew ill. She shared how acting became her emotional release when she had nowhere else to go. She talked about working with Another World greats, Linda Dono, ex-Felicia, Victoria Wyndham, ex-Rachel, and Charles Keating, ex-Carl, and shared behind-the-scenes anecdotes that fans will love.